Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Let's Talk About Movies, where we're going to be talking about a movie. I'm going to start off by just saying that this is going to have spoilers. I'm going to be talking about the plot from the beginning to the end. That's just how I want to do it. It's not really a normal review of sorts. I'm not going to just say, oh, it was good or oh, it was bad. I want to just talk about it. It's just fresh in my head. I want to talk about it. So today we're going to be talking about Good Time. It's a 2017 film by the Safdie brothers, and it stars Robert Pattinson as Connie and his brother Nick, who's played by one of the Safdie brothers, Benny Safdie. Yeah, so I guess let's get into it. So the movie itself is a crime thriller. It's just fast paced, gets right into it, and just keeps going. Connie's brother, immediately you find out that his brother is special needs. And the first thing they decide to do is he takes his brother to rob a bank. And obviously, that goes horribly wrong right away. They leave the bank, and immediately, when his brother goes to look at the money, the bag explodes in red dye. So both of them are just covered head to toe in red. So obviously, there's cops everywhere. They run into a restaurant trying to wash it off, and he hides the bag in there. And as they're walking back down the road, the cops are just circling the block looking for anybody that looks suspicious. And as soon as the cop pulls up next to him, the brother gets scared and starts running away. They're getting chased by the police through this mall, and the brother doesn't make it, falls through a plate glass window, gets arrested immediately, but Connie gets out. So pretty much his whole goal for the rest of the movie is to figure out a way to get his brother out of jail. So he goes and he takes all that money, his $16,000. He takes it to a bail bondsman. The guy goes, "Hey man, you need 10 more grand, can't do anything for you." So Connie, being the scumbag he is, goes to his girlfriend's house, or I'm guessing it's his girlfriend. It's a girl he knows. They never really get into it. It's like I said, it's so fast paced that he goes straight to her house, then asks her for money. That's pretty much the gist of it that we get from her. But he tries to get her to spend like $10,000 on her mom's credit card. Obviously declines, doesn't work, so he just dips out. And at that point, he finds out from the bail bondsman his brother's not actually in jail. His brother is in a hospital because, and he doesn't tell him this, but you find it out pretty quickly. The brother cannot, I mean, he has special needs and he is not built for jail, which most people aren't. I'm not. He goes and he tries to change the channel because he doesn't like what they're watching in jail and just gets the shit kicked out of him, gets sent to the hospital. So Connie thinks, hey, might as well go to the hospital and try to break him out. So he goes in and he's trying to smooth talk a bunch of people, and he finds a cop outside a room. And without really figuring out who's in the room, he just goes, "Well, that's my brother. There's cops there. Has to be my brother." So he waits for the cop to leave. As soon as the cop leaves, goes back with a wheelchair, picks this dude up, throws him in the wheelchair, and takes off. They get outside, and obviously there's just a quick getaway there. There's a bus leaving with other people from the hospital. He gets his brother on the bus. They drop everyone off. And the last people they drop off, they talked for a second. So they knew each other's faces. They didn't really interact too much. But as they get off the bus, the driver goes, "Well, hey, I only had 3 stops. I didn't have 4. He goes, "Oh, I signed up for it. I don't know what's going on." He goes, "It's only a couple blocks up the road." He goes, "Oh, okay, that's fine." Drives him a couple blocks up. He lets him off at a random place. And as soon as the bus driver goes to leave, they go back down the road to the last people that he had dropped off. And he goes, "Oh, hey, excuse me. I know we talked on the bus a little bit. I can't find the key to my house. Is there any way that we could just hang out here for a minute?" And she goes, "Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine. Whatever." And so they sit there, and then he acts like he's calling his mom to get a house key from her, but I mean, he's not calling anybody. And he goes, "Well, hey, she's not going to be off for like 8 hours. I don't know what to do." She goes, "Well, look, you can stay here. You guys can stay here. There's a spare bedroom. Everything's fine." So he puts his brother in the room, and he's kind of just trying to figure out what to do at this point. And at this point, he doesn't really even need the money for the the bail, but again, he's a scumbag. So he keeps trying to like come up with these little schemes. The granddaughter of the lady who let them stay at her house, she starts talking about how, oh, my ex-boyfriend's a drug dealer, and he's like, "Oh, where does he live?" Like he's trying for any way to get some money. And they're hanging out for a second, and he hears screaming from the other room, and he runs up there to help his brother, and immediately realizes this is not his brother. He just took a random dude out of the hospital, and this guy, obviously the cops were watching him, so he committed a real big crime there, and it wasn't even the right crime. And so they go, "Well, look, we got to go back to the hospital." So they steal the grandma's car. They take off towards the hospital, and there's cops everywhere. They are looking, because now the cops are sure that, first of all, the brother who has special needs did not just rob the bank himself. His brother Connie definitely made him do it. And now there's another person who is a convict who was out of the hospital, who escaped. So now the cops are everywhere. So they drive by the hospital and they go, "Well, this is too hot. We cannot do this." And so they're like, "We'll just pull over at this In-N-Out and go get us some food." And all it is, it's a ploy to get the girl out of the car, the granddaughter that came with them, to get her out of the car so then they can talk, because she doesn't know anything. He's trying to make this seem like, "Oh, everything's fine. We have to go do this thing and blah, blah, blah." As soon as she gets out of the car, he's trying to hatch a scheme. He's trying to figure out, well, what do I do? My brother's still in there. What the hell did I get myself into? And so the guy that he broke out of the hospital, his name's Ray. And Ray starts telling him a story about how the day before he had just got out of prison, and obviously on parole at this point. And the day he gets out of prison, he meets up with his friends, and he goes, "Hey, I got this other buddy. He's got acid. Let's just go hang out with him." So they go to this guy's house. They start doing acid. They go down to the arcade, and they're hustling acid left and right. And a guy, one of the drug dealer's friends, comes in and he goes, "Hey, I just robbed Radio Shack." And which, just real quick, I don't know when this movie's supposed to take place. It never really says. When the hell has a Radio Shack been in business? It's been years since it's been out of business, so who knows? But that's besides the point. He he goes, "Hey, I just went in there, beat the shit out of the cashier, took all their cash. He has a backpack full of money." Cops obviously followed this dude, chase them down. They run out, they run into this small amusement park, and they hide everything. They hide the acid, they hide the money. Everyone gets popped, even Ray. And at first, Ray gets away. He jumps in a cab. He's super high on acid, doesn't know what's going on. He's freaking out. And then he accidentally tells the cab driver that he just got out of prison. So the cab driver's like, "No, get the hell out of my car right now." He won't pull over. He's bringing him to the cops. And he goes, "Well, I'm going to jail either way." And he just jumps out of a speeding car. And so that's why he was in the hospital all messed up. When Connie took him out, he has a neck brace on. His face is just destroyed. Dude's all messed up. So as soon as he tells Connie the story, Connie goes, "Oh, well, there's money there. Now I kind of need the money to get my brother out because I got the wrong guy out." So when the girl comes back to the car, he tells her, "Hey, this guy lives over here. We're just going to go over there real quick. Everything's going to be fine." They roll up to the amusement park. They go in, they're looking around, and of course there's security cameras and security at this place. So the security guard comes in and he's freaking out and he finds Ray, ties Ray up, puts him in the security office. When he goes back out because he's looking for someone else, he saw someone on the camera. Connie jumps out and just starts pummeling this dude, and they carry him. He lets Ray out. They carry him into the like fun house where they hid everything. And then the cops come because the security guard had obviously called the police. So the cops come and now they're freaking out. They take this guy's jacket and everything off real quick. Connie puts it on. And as he's putting it on, Ray, for whatever reason, they found the acid right before this, and he takes the acid and just starts pouring it in the guy's mouth, the security guard. He's like, oh, he's not going to remember anything. We'll be fine. So Connie goes outside and he talks to the cops and he's like, hey, the guy's in there. He's crazy. He's on drugs. They go in and they're picking up the security guard and he wakes up and he's freaking out because he's on acid. He doesn't know what's going on. And so they're like, oh man, okay, what happened to everyone else? I don't know. They got away. This guy just fell over. He got hurt. Not sure what happened. And in the process of this, the girl had been sitting in the car and gets out because she sees all the lights coming on and hears the cops. And she's like, what the hell is going on? And then so she gets arrested also because she won't say anything. She doesn't know what in the hell's going on. And as soon as the cops leave, they're trying to find the cash, still can't find any cash. All they had was the acid. So they take off. They jump in the car, in the security car, steal that, go back to Connie's apartment. When they get back to Connie's apartment, they're just kind of arguing with each other. Nobody really knows what's going on. They don't know how they're going to fix this situation. And Connie goes, well, hey, I found the acid. I'm going to sell that back to your friend. And he's like, dude, you can't do that. No. And he goes, yes, I am. If you guys want the acid, I'm going to sell it to him. So he calls his friend over. The friend comes over and he goes, this guy's full shit. There's no way that I'm paying for this. This was mine. I'm not paying for this. So he goes, I'm going to come back and I'm going to bring people with me and we're going to forcefully get this dude out of here. And Connie is at this point locked himself in the room with this giant dog. And so after the friend leaves, Connie goes, you know what? I'm done with the shit. I'm out. He grabs a bag. He goes to leave. And Ray tries to attack him. Well, the dog bites him. So Ray gets the dog off of him and freaks out, runs back in the apartment. Connie tries to leave. And as soon as he gets outside, the cops start swarming the place. And Ray watches from upstairs. He sees the cops come and grab him and the acid goes flying. So he calls his friend real quick. He goes, hey, the acid's right over here. You'll find it. Everything's good. And as the cops are bringing him back to the cruiser, the cops are also going up to Connie's apartment. So now Ray's freaking out. He runs in the room. He doesn't know what to do. He's trying to figure out how to get away from this situation. And he climbs out the window. And this is like 6-story apartment. There's a little ledge and he's trying to go to the other side and I guess, trying to break in. This guy's just desperate. I'm guessing he's just trying to break into the neighbor's apartment. He goes over there and it cuts back over to Connie and he's getting in the cruiser and he looks up right as Ray slips and falls to his death. And so now it's pretty much the end of the movie and Ray's dead. Connie's in the back of the police car and he has just caused debauchery, ruined multiple people's lives. I mean, most of them are criminals also, but he has done all these just awful things. And yeah, he goes, I mean, it never says it, but I'm guessing he does go to prison. And the movie, you never see his brother after the scene of him getting beat up at the jail until the very end. And he's going to these like special needs classes and he's starting to kind of be able to be whole again and just, he thinks at this point, he definitely thinks his brother just messed him up and did nothing for him when the whole movie his brother is trying to help him. I mean, obviously it all goes south, never worked out. But yeah, overall, it was a great movie. I think the pacing was awesome. The shots were cool. I think it is funny because at first you kind of feel for Connie. You're like, well, you did make your special needs brother help you rob a bank, but you are trying to help him. So there's a little bit of like, I made a really bad mistake and I need to do this. And then as the movie goes on, you're like, wow, you are a shitty scumbag. No real redeeming qualities at that point. He's just kind of an asshole and just, I mean, kind of needed to go to prison. He was going to go to prison at some point, anyways, whether he killed someone or, I mean, he kind of led Ray to his death. Not Ray wasn't very smart, but either way. But I think the movie, like I said, overall was great. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good night.